Hello. Hello. Welcome to a live drawing. Today we are going to draw neuro rain, or sometimes it's called shamanic rain. My name is Daiva Gaulytė, and I am a Neurographica instructor. And today we will draw together. Is there somebody who haven't drawn Neurographica before? Do you know the basics? I hope you do. And if you don't, then just follow along and later watch my video about the basics of Neurographica so you know how to draw Neuroline properly and how to conjoin those lines. So that's the most basic skills that you need to know before you start drawing. But you can draw together if you haven't drawn before and just follow along and see what happens and see how you like it. And I hope you will like it and draw later again. So I will going to change my camera so you can see what I'm doing. And we are going to draw something like this today. Shamanic rain. Give me a second. I will fix my camera so you can see it straight. And this is something we are going to draw. I did this yesterday, and these will be the seeds that we are going to plant. And this will be like clouds that I will tell you what to do about it. And now take an empty page and follow along. The neuro rain we can draw on many different topics. Today I am suggesting to draw financial success rain. Anything that you want to grow in your life, you can draw this algorithm for with. So you can use this algorithm for anything that you want to draw. Now, if you have different uh, sizes of markers, that's good. I have three sizes usually, the thin one, and then medium, and then thicker one. I will start with thinner one, just to define the boundaries. And it's about as much as you want to take space, it's up to you. I'm taking this much space for my ground where I'm going to plant the seeds with my thinnerest marker. And I'm gonna check for a couple minutes. I will keep checking if there is somebody else that joined. And then later we will uh, keep drawing without interruption. I will take 5 minutes to wait for somebody if somebody wants to join a few minutes later. And this is going to be my sky. Now I'm gonna use medium marker because this is a live session and I don't want to keep you here forever. So I will take the thicker one so it can go faster because how fast you want to do your drawing, it depends on how big paper you take and how thick marker you take. The bigger piece of paper, the thinner marker, then it takes longer. If you want to make faster, then you take smaller piece of paper and thicker marker. My paper is pretty big. It's a little bit larger than A4, larger than regular print paper, because for this NeuroRain, it's better to use a little bit bigger size of paper because you want to have some space. There will be a few shapes in there. Sometimes there is one shape in Neurographica when you draw, so you can use a smaller piece of paper, but for this particular algorithm, I usually use a bigger paper. So here it is. Think about it. What do you want to draw about in a financial success topic? The topic of this drawing is financial success. And what seeds do you want to plant? What do you want to grow in your life? And this is defined as as right now. For me, it's 1 year. It's good to define time limit, because your mind works better when it's more structural, when it's more reasonable, when it's more defined, more details to it, more concrete. So I defined this today drawing for my financial success for 1 year. So this is will be 1 year garden, so to say. And what do you want to plant in your garden? Um, I want to plant my social media, for example. You can define social media if you are doing something like that. You can specify, for example, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, whatever social media you're using. I'm using a few platforms, so I will be uh, planting social media just as one seed all together in them. And you can write it down if you want to. I write it down sometimes on the same page where I'm drawing. Sometimes I write on a different piece of paper. And also, I forgot to tell you what I always do. I always write it down date when I'm drawing on the other side of the paper, so I know what I was drawing about. And the topic one is financial success. And I usually, when I draw with an instructor, I write it down who I was drawing with. Today, I will write it down for myself that I was guiding, so I know that it was my own guiding session. Sometimes, if I draw just by myself, then I write it down by myself or with whoever I draw with. And then, because you want to come back and look, sometimes it's interesting to see how your drawing came to be, how it manifested. So it's good to see how long it took, and what notes you experienced. So this is something that is very useful, and that's what I usually do. Okay, I have a social media seed. Then I want to plant a seed and I want to grow my experience of this teaching and talking and on live sessions. So I will be just defining as perhaps neurographic experience I want to grow. Then I want to plant a seed for my paid courses that I am working on. Then I want to also keep growing my learning as I am studying art therapy, and I I'm studying with different instructors, Neurographica, and this studying I don't think will ever end because I like for one thing I like to learn, and for another thing that I think we need to keep growing. So this is I will define it as learning. And what else? Because for the financial success, the learning is also uh, relative. That is, the more we learn, the more we can use it, the better skills we have. What else I want to grow? I want to grow my savings as my material things, as a money in my account. I also want to grow my clients, my students, and I have 6 seats. Maybe it's enough. Maybe what else can I have experience. I want to grow relationship, and relationships can be all kind of relationships with people, and that's really good. I want to grow relationships. That's very important for the uh, any kind of success, for financial success also. So now I think it's enough. I have 7 seats, and that is enough for now. And now we're gonna move to the sky. And in the sky, we have clouds. This will be the resources. These are the resources that we are going to define so we can have those resources rain on the seeds so the seeds can grow. For all these seeds, for all these things we want to grow, we need resources for it. And what are the resources? Let's think about it. For me, right now, I have time as my one of the resources. What else do I have? I have education, that I have the knowledge about. Then I have experience. I have life experience, which is quite big experience because my life has already been long. What else? Um, Knowledge. Maybe knowledge can be in the same as education. Relationships. Yes, I know relationships I hear. There are relationships I want to keep growing, and there is also a relationship can be as a resource because from the people that we have already in our life, we rely on it, we have support from them, we receive support from them. So relationships also can be resources. What else can be resources? Education, that's my education. I also have teachers. I It can be the same as education, but I want to define in a separate cloud because there are teachers that I really like and I keep learning from them, and I want to have the qualities of those teachers as my own. So I'm learning as the probably as the qualities of the teachers, how they teach, and what they knowledge and what experiences they have. So this is would be different for me. What else do I have? Experience. I also have as a resource my quality of hard working. That's my characteristic of I already have, and I want to keep this uh, as my resource. This is very important, and this is very helpful for me. What else do I have? Family. I also have family as my resource. Family can be your mom and dad, your brothers, sisters, uncles, whatever, or it can be your partner, kids. It depends what family you have and how you want to define it. You can have separate ones or you can have in one. What else can be? Can be your resources. Also, I want to have as a separate resource is Neurographica. That will be like, I will define it as Neurographica egregore because it's the collective intention, collective knowledge, collective experience of all amazing neurographs that are in this Neurographica community. That is resource that I want to touch upon. What else do we have? I also want to have a resource as, let's say, universe or miracle. Let's say miracle. That's something that is unknown, that sometimes all those resources that belong to people and to myself and like a time and my characteristics, but also there is something that is unknown, something is bigger than me that I will check one more time and that's it. After this, I'm not gonna check any longer, not gonna interrupt somebody who wanted to join, they did. So the miracle can be as something that is uh, larger than us, can can be a soul guiding or something that you believe upon. Guidance like a god can be a universe, as I said, and that's something you can have different clouds on those separate. I will define it as one, as a miracle, something that is unknown, something that is helpful, can be something that is un, uh, sort of not tangible. So the resources can be inner resources or material, outer resources, something tangible or something intangible. And now that I have defined those resources, now I will do the neurolines in along, and I will spend time now in those resources so they will become full like for the rain to start raining, the clouds need to be full of water ready to rain. So this is what I'm doing when we spend time in this part of the drawing. We are making these clouds ready to rain. So they are ready to rain. We are accumulating this this power, this stamina, this readiness, these resources for the rain, so it can rain on our beautiful seeds that we planted. And what we are doing right now, we are going along the lines that we drew and rounding the corners and keep repeating the route of those existing neurolines already. That way we are building the energy also for the rain to start raining. It might take a while, this part of the drawing, and so just as you draw, notice how you feel, because Neurographica is also a very good method to start learning your reflection, listening to yourself, how your body reacts, what thoughts are coming, what emotions are showing up. Usually, we haven't spent much time, and we didn't have me, for example, that's for sure. As we were growing up, nobody was teaching us how to feel and how to process our emotions. We were taught, or I was taught, don't cry. So, meaning that don't feel what I feel. And that is not very good when we don't know what we're feeling and we don't have the skill how to process our emotions. Then this emotional balance get off balance, and then we get all sort of troubles without knowing how to feel and how to process our feelings, and we get lost. We don't even know what we want anymore because we're not allowed to feel, we're not allowed to want. So we suppress these feelings from childhood, and then we grow up and we say, well, I don't know what I feel. When I start drawing and in a instructor course, we need to have over 50 drawings or something to graduate, and we need to write it down, everything that we feel in our body, in our mind, and as a thoughts, as our feelings, and make conclusions, make meanings. And we have to write it down, everything in every step. There are 8 steps in Neurographic drawing. You can look at my YouTube. I have posted, you can find it there, the basics of Neurographica and the basic algorithm steps. And when we draw these steps in instructor course, we need to write down everything we feel in every step of the drawing. So we need to stop and ask ourselves 8 times as we draw. So we have written down, because if we think, oh, I don't want to write it down because now I'm drawing, then I will write it down later. Well, that's not how it works actually. Actually, you can't remember what you were feeling in the first or second or third step of the drawing at the end of the drawing. So at the end of the drawing, you are feeling what you are feeling in the 8th or 7th step. So your first or second step are lost. Your feelings now are related to the last step, not the first step. So when you right now we are not writing down because this is drawing instruction really and following the algorithm, but I highly suggest when you learn this algorithm or any algorithm, really draw a few times alone and write it down. Everything that comes to your mind, everything that emotions arise, anything that meanings come, and how your body feels, the body sensations. In that reflection, when we are writing, there are 4 steps, 4 points of reflection that we need to reflect upon. It's thoughts that come to your mind while you are drawing, then the emotions, the body sensations, and the meanings. Then ask yourself, okay, I noticed this thought came in. What does it mean? Then write it down, and then perhaps you noticed, oh, right now I noticed that I changed my leg's position. When was it? I changed it in the 3rd step of my drawing. What does it mean? I don't know. It's more comfortable. So what does it mean related to the drawing? Well, this 3rd step, what is it this 3rd step relates to? The 3rd step is that we reached the individual subconsciousness level, because in Neurographica, what we're doing, like in all psychological procedures, we are trying to reach our subconscious and see what knowledge, what material, what information we can extract from our subconscious. There are so much information in subconscious that we cannot possibly have this information so easily available. And if you want to know more about that, which is really, really good to know, to understand better what is this drawing about, it's not just process, but the consciousness levels that we are reaching. I have also a YouTube video where I explain this model of consciousness. It's a pyramid of consciousness, it's called. That is really, really good for understanding better what are we actually doing when we're drawing Neurographica. This is intentional drawing, helping us to learn more about myself and to know what better decisions to make accordingly to my own feelings, to my own information that is best for me. Because when we don't feel ourselves, when we lost our touch with ourselves, then we have sometimes these desires that they are not ours. We don't even know anymore what's ours, what's not. Mom told me to do this, my peers pressured me, my teachers, my gurus, my books, whatever. But how about me? What is real me want to do? Is that my real desire, my natural intent for myself to do something like this? Or this is something that was sort of imprinted in me? Because, when we are kids, when we are little, we don't have experience yet what to rely on, and we take our knowledge, everything from our parents. They are our first teachers. So we take everything, their emotions, their opinions, their perspectives, everything we take from our parents and then from teachers, from peers, from books later, from all sort of social environment. And then if we don't really know what we actually feel when we don't listen to ourselves, then it's hard to distinguish, are these the real desires, our own or somebody else. So right now I'm almost finished my rounding in my resources, and my clouds are getting ready to rain and nourish my seeds so they can start growing. And it's interesting. I feel good. I feel sort of calm. It calms you. If it frustrates you when you do this rounding, then well, you want to keep drawing through that frustration. Through it means that this is resistance in your individual subconscious level, something that is needs to be worked through. But don't push yourself. Don't say to yourself, keep going, be kind to yourself. Just something is new that you are doing. And it's okay if you have this resistance. Accept it and tell to yourself kindly, I really want to learn this. I want to keep going, and I will keep going the pace that is comfortable for me. It doesn't matter that Daiva draws so fast and she doesn't have this resistance, but I've been drawing for 3 years almost every day. So it's different. We should rely on our own experience, on our own feelings, and it's the best when we compare to ourselves what progress we have made. Like, for example, 3 years, I didn't know how to draw at all. If you are starting, then that's where I was. And it's the best to look back at our own experience, at our own history, and see the progress. Otherwise, if you look at those more experienced other people, then you lost your own progress. Don't know, you don't notice your progress. But when you look at your own, then you say, oh, that's the progress. I learned quite a bit. Now I'm drawing much better. Now I'm learning to feel, and I recognize my feelings, and I'm feeling so much more understandable to me. So if if you don't feel like yet to rain, what you can do is you can add a little bit of color to your clouds. Then you can see that the clouds are really getting ready. And one more thing I want to tell you that this is still not real drawing. You don't have to do blue sky and the colors like that. This is abstract drawing, and you can use the colors whatever you want. It's your drawing. It's your creation. So you can use any colors that you want. You also can use markers, highlighters in Neurographica, especially for the beginners. The highlighters are highly suggested because it's faster Sometimes I draw with highlighters, but sometimes I prefer pencils. It depends how you like it. Don't push yourself. I know there are some rules that's being enforced, but well, there are rules to be broken too. It's up to you what rules you want to accept and what rules you don't have to accept, because Neurographica is a method of art therapy, and in art therapy there is very important to allow clients to give a choice what they want to work with. Not everybody can even do the markers or pencils. Like, of course, in NeuroArt there are some other materials like clay or plaster or sand, whatever. But in drawing, we are a little bit more limited, like the watercolors. We don't use watercolors in Neurographica at all. We use well, you can use it, of course, if you know how to, but I don't yet, and I only use for now markers or pencils. So now I think my clouds are ready to rain. And what we do, how the rain rains, it goes like this, strokes like this. Allow yourself to rain hard. Allow your rain to reach the seeds. So the seeds can have fuel, so they can have foods, nourishment to grow. There is nourishment in the ground, of course, but it requires water. And draw these strokes of rain as much as you decide it's enough, and then you can do more rain later. For me, right now, looks like it's enough, and I will start growing my seeds. So now that the water has reached the seeds, I will be start growing. When you have these seeds, then go along with your hand and try to feel which seed you want to start growing first. Oh, you know what? I just realized I want this seed to add one more seed. You can add always, you can add another seed, and this will be my mystery seed. This is something I want to have, something unknown, something as a mystery that will grow in my life this year, and it will be as seed, as a project, as something becomes adds to my financial success. Something that I don't know now yet. You can choose something like that. If you don't know any of the seeds that you want to grow, you can add seeds like this, empty, and you don't know. In the garden, sometimes you plant seeds, you don't have the label, you forgot what it was, and you say, I'll plant it anyway. We'll see what it grows. Okay, so now I'm gonna start growing my seed. And I have started from Neurographic experience. Interesting. Yes, I do need more experience. Also, in the seeds, there are some roots start sprouting, not just the sprouts that comes up. There is also roots required to grow, because it needs to stay in the ground. For the plant to grow, the root system is very important. So make sure you don't forget to add the seeds that the seeds have a support from the ground, not just from the rain. There are different supports. There are different parts that required for growing. It requires ground, it requires water, sunshine, care, roots, pruning even. There are many aspects for the growing to keep going. So you can stay in one seed, and then we can go back and then take another seed as you do it as it goes for you. You watch your own experience, you watch your own reflection, how you feel, what you want to do. You start relearning to feel yourself, to rely on yourself, so you can make decisions that are unique to you, that are the best for you. And notice yourself. Notice what you feel when you start drawing in the seed, when you start growing the seed. Notice, how do you feel? Ask yourself, how does it feel? I love growing. I love having garden. And this algorithm is very, very, so to say, hard to my, close to my heart, because I have association how I'm growing my garden. Sometimes I live in Alaska, so sometimes it requires a lot of care, a lot of support for the garden. It's if the summer is cold, then I need to cover it and have some warm, and I have to fertilize it with seaweed or something different fertilizers that I use, because the ground over there is not very fertile. We need to nourish our seeds. We need to keep caring about ourselves kindly, gently, without pushing, and we follow our own pace. You can always also, if you think that your seed is too small, you want to touch, you can enhance, you make larger, you can make larger, you can always make those shapes larger in neurographical drawing. That's what is I really like, because I don't have any art experience. I never drew before, and I don't, my first drawings were really not very pretty. So in Neurographica is very good that it's so forgiving. You can add more lines, you can round more smoothly, then your drawing becomes prettier. That's what this rounding is very important to learn to round as smooth as possible, then your drawing starts looking more beautiful. And notice, are you holding your marker very like attention? I notice that sometimes, especially when I do live drawings, yet for me it's still a new experience. I need to focus on what I'm saying, and I still need to draw. So sometimes I notice that I keep holding my marker quite like with a pressure. Then when we holding marker with pressure, our drawing becomes, the lines become more edgy, sort of. So I start noticing when I remembering when I'm holding my marker, then I let it go, allow this gentle hold, and then my lines become more smoother, more gentle. And then the drawing is, of course, prettier when it's not so edgy. To me, anyway, there are, of course, edgy drawings that can be beautiful, but I don't have that skill yet to make the edgy drawing beautiful. All those hatchings is, for me, it's not very beautiful to me. So I start noticing how I hold my drawing, my marker, I mean. And then when my hand is relaxed, when my body is relaxed, then I can do something more smoothly. It's the same, it's the same. Oh, I need social media to grow, that's for sure. See, I notice which seeds I was starting to grow, Social media is like a full-time job if you really want to do it every day and properly. It takes so much time and effort to do the videos and then edit it and then post it and then upload it. Like it takes forever to upload a YouTube video, my goodness. And then this is a task that I not always want to do. And for now, I'm still working alone, doing everything by myself. I don't have any digital assistant or any support or any gig that would help me to do all these technical things. I have to research what camera to use, what microphone, everything. So it's a lot of work. And for my financial success, I'm pretty sure that I need this social media to grow so I can have more students, I can have more clients. Otherwise, there is no success. What else? Okay, there is a mystery. The mystery seed. The mystery seed. I want to start growing mystery seeds. Very interesting. I notice how how excited I am about this mystery seeds. I don't know why, but it's I just noticed and then it crossed with my learning seat. That's even more interesting. That's very nice. So these are the things that you can notice when you draw, where your lines are going and what these shapes are touching. This is sort of diagnosing, no, not diagnosing, something like analyzing your own drawing. What, when you do something, notice something like this, then ask yourself, okay, what could this be about? What is this about? Now I have seeds from this, the roots of this mystery seed going towards across the social media. And now I want to, oh, now I want to do the social media route going into my clients' roots and also the clients' roots into the social media, something like this. Then yes, it's feels good, and then you can start thinking and you can start having new ideas. What is this about and what can be learned and what can I do about this? All this analyzing with your mind is also helpful, not just feelings, but the mind is part of us. We are not just soul, we are not just a heart, we also have a mind. And if we have it, then it is useful. The God didn't give us anything that is not useful. We just need to learn how to use it. There are sometimes in a spiritual community, I hear things like I need to kill my ego. Oh my God! Or I need to shut my mind. Things like that. I think it's very damaging, or this is not really helpful to do, because the mind and the ego is part of us. This is how our personality structure is. We have to have ego. We need ego because that's the structure, that's the nature of us. We just need to learn how to use it so it doesn't go off balance one or another. When this heart feeling or this soul, as people say, we need to listen to the soul. Yes, we do, but we also need to listen to the mind. That's my opinion anyway, because sometimes you can get into this too much of balance and you forget your mind, then there can be all sort of difficulties in any aspect, any part of life, the financial included. For financial success, yes, not everything mind. I believe that, or at least I choose to use my feelings, listen to my soul, what I want to do, instead of just doing everything for money. No, I don't want to do that. I want to do what I like to do reasonable, with reasonable thinking. How can I do it? I know what I feel, and now I can analyze it, what this feeling says I can use your mind to analyze it. Oh, this is the, oh, I even exhaled. Interesting. Yes, this is very good. Growing relationship, seed, reaching for the sky. Yes, other people are very important, as much as important to listen to ourselves, but it is very important to have relationships with other people. We are bio, psycho, social beings. So it's not just body and it's not just a soul. We are complex beings. We have body, yes, we are biological beings, but we are also have a psychology and mind. Oh, I want to have, oh my goodness, now see, I noticed that I want this savings enhanced. When I was doing the seeds, neurographing and rounding, I did all the seeds, and the saving seeds was the last seed that I worked, but now I suddenly wanted to enhance it. And interestingly, it crosses with my paid courses. Huh. You know, the subconscious can show us things. We just need to learn how to notice those signs. And when we start learning what we feel and we analyze it with our mind, what it means, then we also learn to notice those signs that our subconscious gives us. There is a lot of information in our subconscious. Like I said in the beginning, that our operational level of consciousness cannot possibly hold everything there ready. Sometimes we need to think deeper, contemplate upon something so we can reach the subconscious for information. And oh yes, now I'm enhancing my uh, clients seat, and it goes over neurographic experience. That's very interesting. So the what I was saying, yes, the subconscious signs we start noticing when we pay attention. This is also a skill, you know, like drawing and like noticing our reflection and noticing our body sensations, learning to see the signs of the universe, sometimes it's called the signs of our subconscious, is also a skill. And we can learn it with practice, with repetition, with effort. And when we start drawing, we are reaching our subconscious levels. If you watch the um, pyramid of consciousness, then you will know what I'm talking about and you will have better understanding. You know, this knowledge and understanding is also helping us to know how to use these skills and how to enhance um, the skills like that. The same as for drawing. We need the skill to know how to draw better. We need to learn some artistic techniques to have more beautiful drawings, then we need to know how to reach the subconscious, and for that we also need knowledge how to reach that. How can we consciously reach the subconscious, and how to learn the science of what our subconscious is telling to us. Oh, now I wanted this exhale again. The body gave me a sign that relaxed, that is, it is relaxed as I am doing this, growing this Neurographica experience. It's interesting. And the body also keeps the memory of our experience. There are very reliable, very reliable impulses from the body can come. For example, if you touch the flame, the fire, your body will automatically pull out your hand from the fire so you don't get hurt. This is an automatic survival mechanism that is worked from the body impulses, from the nervous system. There are some impulses that we can't even control, like automatic nervous system. We can't control how we digest food. We can't control how our body, how our heart beats, and so forth. Now I want to enhance this learning seed and start growing and having roots. Yes. And it goes over my mystery seed. So when you start learning Neurographica, you need to round everything as smooth as possible. But later, when you have experience, then this rounding is not always happening, because you already know what you're doing and you allow yourself to leave some some crossings not rounded. When you see drawings and you see that they are not all rounded completely, don't think that this person doesn't know what they're doing. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes beginners, they don't know how they're doing, so they don't round everything. But the experienced, the neurographers who drawing for a long time, they don't round everything, because well, they do it intentionally. They know how to do it. It comes with experience. So I will leave some of my crossings not rounded, because for two reasons. For one reason is that it is a live session and I don't want to hold you forever. That is one of the reason. And the other reason, it doesn't have to be all rounded, because I already have experience enough and I know what needs to be rounded and what's not. So we will move forward. I rounded as much as I did right now, because I want to show you the rest of the algorithm. And as your seed grew, you decide for yourself how high it grows. And if you sometimes you feel like you're stuck, it's not growing, then give more rain to it and add more color to the clouds, something like that. You enhance, you make the support, you get more support from the resources from the clouds so they can grow, so they can rain more and give this water to your seeds more. But also there is a sun that can be uh, supportive to the sort to the seeds, because not just water, there is a sun that is required for the seeds to grow. So you can add sunshine is needed for the seeds to grow. Also, what else you can do, you can add even rainbow or something like that. So this is uh, these are the elements that you can add in your drawing. And these are the resources. I'm gonna add sunshine and light to my clouds, especially over there where over the clouds there is the light. And so that's what you keep doing. You keep giving the sunshine and you giving the rain, nourishing your seeds, noticing how you feel, asking yourself questions. What is this about to me? What is this about? What kind of resource this is? What kind of seed that could be? When you ask questions yourself, then you receive the answer. Maybe not right away, maybe not so instantly, but it's also very good practice to keep asking yourself, because mind likes to be asked. And it's hard to have an answer if you haven't asked for it, you know? And then you can add different colors. Um, for example, for the seeds, you can add different colors for every seed, or you can have all seeds in the same color. It's totally up to you. Now you add your touch, your artistic skills. Be creative. Do your artistic work. And also keep noticing what is happening when I'm adding the color. When you're adding the color, you're reaching even further into your subconscious. Watch that consciousness pyramid of consciousness video, and so you know um, what levels are there and what level is the color. Color is the archetype level. So you're going quite deep. And when I started drawing Neurographica, I noticed that I didn't want to add color. And I watched the pyramid of consciousness, of course, but it was difficult for me to understand in the beginning, what the hell is this? And so I watched quite a few times, really, because I wanted to understand what I'm not understanding. And finally, I got it. And now when I'm drawing and I know when I don't want to add color, then I know what is it all about. What is this all about? So that for me, it was a big deal. It was this archetype level was going quite deep from my previous, you can say, even previous family, my grandparents, their experience, how they were deported to Siberia and so forth. And probably it goes even deeper because this archetyping level is deeper, and the family is not that deep, but for me probably is going even deeper than my family that I can remember. Now the color comes easier, not always. It also depends, it's not just the color, it also depends what topic are you drawing about. So notice that when you add color and you have, for example, resistance, that something is stuck in that level, might be not the same in a different drawing when you do a different topic. Because when we choose a topic, we really pulling out all the information, all the associations that are related to that topic. So if we're drawing right now financial success, and there is a resistance in rounding or coloring, might be different resistance in a different step of the algorithm when you're drawing different topic. For example, you can draw, I don't know, personal growth or something like that. Then qualities, for example, I drew quite a few neurolanes about my personality characteristics that I wanted to grow. Then you can do that algorithm to grow your characteristics that you want to grow and develop. So the resistance can be in a different step of the algorithm. That means the different layer, different level of your consciousness that there is resistance coming from. Oh, interesting. I want to draw this mystery seed in yellow. What is this about for me then? What can it mean? Well, for one thing, yellow is awareness. Another meaning I can give is earth. Like, for example, in Neurographica, there is a module that is called coloring. And in that coloring module, we studying the Chinese system of Wuxin. Then we can choose colors consciously according to that system. Then we give meaning according to that system. It's totally up to you. When you don't know that system, you can choose colors by intuition or however you want to. It doesn't matter how you choose colors, but there is a system that you can use. So this is also in that system, yellow is earth, meaning grounding. Yes, it's very good for me to get grounded. Grounded. Even, yes, I really want to add this earth element. Yes, this grounding. Mystery is the grounding seed for me. Something that is my subconscious is giving. And this is learning is orange, which is really interesting because my sign in that Vuxin system is fire. And the color of the fire is red and orange. And now I'm noticing red is this seed and orange is this. It's supported from both sides to that mystery seed. Very interesting. Very interesting. So you choose your colors and you color your seeds. You don't even have to color a whole seed in one color. It can be colored with, for example, like this, in a flow, like this. That's what I'm doing right now. I will show you this seed wants to be colored in different colors. Yes. Like this. It can be going in a flow like this also. That's an option too. This is for you to choose how you want to. I just wanted to show you that it can be totally different colors. It doesn't have to be one color, Paul. And now that I'm adding this pink to my seed, now I want to add this whole thing, this whole next seed in that color. That is interesting too. What is this about? I don't know yet, especially when I'm drawing in a live session. It really, for me, it's a little bit difficult to focus and ask my own questions because more important is that I focus on what I'm telling you, what I'm guiding you to do. But yes, I do notice that I feel quite calm, relaxed, much more relaxed, of course, than when I started. You know, every art that you do is therapeutic. Oh, I want this blue. And when you do arts for 20 minutes, you are reducing stress. That is even measured scientifically. And it has been measured that it reduces cortisol level quite a bit when you do arts for 20 minutes. So if you draw for 20 minutes, you are reducing your cortisol level. And when your mind is relaxed, when your body is relaxed, then you can make more clear decisions. You have better access to your subconscious, even. I have this little piece of paper. It's translucent paper. I think I got it from my from my kitchen from my kitchen. So it's sort of slippery, and I'm using it to put my hand, because see how hand is picking all the color from the drawing. It smoothes over. It's not good, so I'm using this under my hand so I don't smear the ink and color over. You can use if you don't have that slippery paper, you can use just regular paper, piece of paper that you have. So now the it's colors. I'm gonna finish, of course, this drawing, and I just want to keep going and show all the steps for you so you can follow and you know what to do. When and then finish, you can also finish later, because yes, it is quite a bit of work to do. And then when you do this, when you do your drawing, please share in our group, in our Facebook group of Arts of Healing, because it is very motivating for me, of course, but it's also motivating for others. You know, when people see other people drawing, they have a inspiration to do it too. I noticed too, you know, sometimes I not in the mood to draw and like, but when I look at uh, some colleagues' drawings and I see it and oh, I want to do that too. And I see something, oh, I want to do this too. Like I said, we are social beings, not just biological, not just psycho, but we are bio, psycho, social. That's why the environment and the people are important too. We just need to learn our own feelings, distinguish our boundaries, and distinguish what's ours, what's not, and we can consciously choose something good from others and decline something we don't want to accept from others. So the sharing drawings is something that is very inspiring and motivating. So please share your drawings with others. Don't keep it just to yourself. It doesn't matter that if you think even that is not good enough, just share. You did it, and you are amazing that you actually did it. And the experience comes from repetition, from practicing. Practice, practice, practice. Everything is becoming better with practice. Anything in drawing, in cooking, in sports, in anything, in learning, anything, it requires repetition and practice. So If you want to define this ground, it's up to you. I just rounded because it was there, and maybe I'll define it, add more color a little bit. It's you do what you want to do. You can also add color to the background, and uh, background is these are the seeds. The plants of the seeds is becoming a background, and sometimes they can even touch and join together. It's totally up to you how your drawing will look. Now I added more. When you add more lines, of course, you need to round it, as you already know. Not everything, but the biggest corners and something that is more, is like something that is catches your eye, that wants to be rounded, then round it. Don't 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 neglect this. If you think you want to round it, round it. And if you feel like you don't want to round it, then learn to round it. So finish this coloring, and then the next step is to add field lines. The field lines you can add to the drawing from in this particular drawing. I'm adding from the bottom because I want support to grow my seeds. I'm focused on growing, so I want support from bottom up. Sometimes we draw field lines from sides or from top, but now I'm doing this from bottom because I want to support from bottom to grow up. And you can draw this in existing neurolines that already there are, or you can draw new routes. It doesn't matter. However you add those field lines on, it's how many lines to do it. It's also up to you. Baltic faster. The brush marker is very good for adding field lines. It's easier, and then you can add how many field lines to add is totally up to you again. One, more than one. Sometimes it could be one, it depends on the drawing really. But in this particular drawing, I gonna add, I have three, I don't know, maybe four. When you add field lines, you can do it a little bit by subconsciously or like with intuition, and then see what your intuition, what your subconscious showed it to you, or you can choose consciously, I want to add more power to this, more support for this. Then after the field lines added, then we do need to round them up because those thick lines made corners, and you want to integrate that support, those lines that you asked from the universe, the higher power support, you want to integrate it. Otherwise it's too striking, too edgy, too can be too edgy, too brittle, too strict, how do you say it, too sudden, too surprising. And so I want smooth, I want this strong, powerful support to be as smooth as possible. That's why we want it rounded. Integrated kindly, nicely into my topic, into my life, into this drawing. And then the drawing, of course, looks so much prettier when everything is integrated instead of just dropped on top suddenly. So those fill lines, I always round them diligently. So see how many lines you did and look, and you know, you can look when we're so focused in drawing up close, you know, you're looking to the drawing so close in as a distance close, I mean, then lean back and look at the drawing from a further and see how it looks, especially after you do those field lines. Lean back and look, or you can extend your hand, take your drawing in a hand and extend your hand and see if those field lines are distinguishable. See if they are more prominent than the regular lines that you have, because sometimes we don't want to do them strong for some reason. We want sometimes, like, we're scared that we're gonna ruin the drawing. That, oh my gosh, those big lines, am I gonna ruin the drawing? No, you won't. When you integrate them smoothly, then it belongs to this drawing. It belongs, this support belongs to your topic. But it's good practice to look at the drawing from further away. So to say, from leaning back or taking the drawing in your hand. Or another thing you can do, you can take a picture and look how your drawing looks on the screen. That's a different point of view too, because as I draw right now, I look at the drawing and it looks quite bland on the screen, and on the paper it looks bright enough. But as we share our drawings in a digital format, it's good to look how it looks digitally. And then you learn to make the drawings bright. It's good to have drawings bright, you know. It's not always, of course, it doesn't have to, but this is something, a tip, perhaps. Maybe you want to implement into your drawing experience or not. I'm suggesting, and it's up to you to take it or not. Sometimes I do this. I look through the screen, I take a picture, and then when I sometimes I finish the drawing, I think I finished it. Okay, I'm gonna take a picture and share on my social media. And after I took a picture, I'm like, okay, I want to add something else because I think it's missing something. That's the good part about neurographical drawings. You know, you can always come back and add something and more color, more lines, more shading, more anything. Now I look at my drawing on the screen. Yes, it looks blend, but I will add the color more later. I want to finish this session because it's been an hour and a half. And after we do for hour and a half, then we are start losing the focus. And what do I want to do next step is affixing. Interestingly, I want to, wow, I want to add my affixing here, not just seeds, but combining a few, something like this in my space right here. And then now I can look at, you can choose any seeds you want to do affixing, whatever is most important to you. You can choose it consciously. One of the seeds that is the most important right now that you think, or like right now, I didn't think too much. I just intuitively added this round shape, and now I can analyze it now, why I added here or what it touches and what is the most important. So perhaps this is my subconscious is telling me what I need to focus on. So that is good to know and analyze it and work on it. And after you did the affixing, again, round everything because this line, again, it's much thicker than the normal lines and it needs to be rounded. So this solution, this affixing is the solution for your topic, and we want that solution to be integrated smoothly. Integrated, made it as natural as it is. This is the native, natural solution for my topic that I want harmonious and smooth and rounded, that it belongs here. Looks like it belongs here. And after you round it, then the next step is the style. In a basic algorithm of Neurographica, of the manual of Neurographica drawing step by step, the next step is style. after the affixing. And what it means is that we need to make this drawing as pretty as possible. We did this big job as following all the steps, reaching the subconsciousness, reaching the levels that we reached. Now we need to finalize it and make it as pretty as we can, so we have a better impression. So, okay, and the part of styling, most of the time for me, the styling is shading. Sometimes I add color, and of course I will need to add color to my whole drawing. I want to, but even if I was drawing by myself, then I would have finished my coloring step, and then the styling would be just adding extra color, extra shading, something like that. I often do my affixing shaded because I'm not very good artist. I'm not a very good drawing artist, but I know that I can add shade and it makes my drawing more beautiful, and this affixing is becoming more prominent and more integrated into whole drawing. So, oh, I can't even see at all. On the camera, there is no shading at all. But so you can add any color of shading, of course. And I did the first layer I did was a brown color, and I looked at the screen. I cannot see anything. So now I'm adding black. So it will be more thin on the screen. So you can have this as right now. And you can twist and turn your drawing as comfortable for you as it is. I was trying to do. I always turn my drawings because it it is better, more comfortable for my hand, and if my hand is comfortable, then the drawing, of course, is more beautiful. I was trying to keep it straight so you can look up, glance once in a while at the screen, and you can see the whole drawing, not just sideways. So now, after I did this styling, and we can do another last step is topic 2. Topic 2 is, again, the topic name is the same, but we can write it down for 2 minutes, set a clock timer for 2 minutes, and write the words and see what it comes out. That's another practice, is very useful. And I will finish this session right now, and will be finishing later my drawing, and I will be welcoming your drawings to share in the group, and looking forward to see your beautiful drawings. And I will see you next Sunday, next time in the live session. Thank you very much for being here, and have a good day.